What up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today's my deadlift and bench day. It's my beltless deadlift from yesterday, Thursday. Today's Friday. And I usually do one lift a day, but I bench Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursdays are the only day where I do both lifts. My beltless stayed the same from last week. I'm going to show both of those. It's 375 for a 4x3 last week on deadlifts. And it was 12 reps total. This week I was supposed to do a 388 for a 3x3 or for a 2x5 or 5x2. I was gonna go with 3x3, but instead I just kept the weight the same because the warm-ups weren't that good. Well, they weren't that good because someone else was using the comp plates. So I ended up doing 375 for 13 reps, which was a 3x3x4x3. But bench has been looking good. I hit a 220 3-second pause single, and that's what's gonna be next week working sets on Tuesday, and then 206 for a 4x4 with a 3-second pause. So this is my 4x3 from last week's deadlifts, like I was explaining with the 375. And it was a little discouraging because that was my first actual week of getting ready for prep, and it was my first real beltless. My deload I did with the Texas power bar, so I didn't really get the feel. With the lightweight, I didn't get the feel of the Texas deadlift bar, so it actually felt way heavier than what it was my first week back on the deload. Because of the Texas power bar, I wanted to review it, and you know, I don't regret it, but I mean, I kind of do regret it, but I know for a fact, like I said, this is, you know, there's a good progress from the weeks coming. I think I got like 8 weeks out. I should be like 8 weeks out, something like that. And for the weeks to come, you know, this weight isn't so bad, especially because I redid it this week for, you know, one more rep. And I plan on, I mean, both beltless. I'm not sure if I want to keep the beltless up until the final week or the final whatever, like peak of the prep, because I want to get, when I get closer, I just feel like I should do comp everything, comp deadlift everything. So I might just deadlift twice a week with, you know, no beltless, just take out the beltless completely, but have it for like about 4 more weeks, something like that, wherever. Until I'm about like 4 weeks out, I would say, then I would just take the beltless away. And, you know, I guess I am learning a lot from it, because it shows me how different it is from comp deadlift when I have a belt on. It's just a whole nother level. It's just a whole nother kind of deadlift and whole setup. And this was yesterday's 375. Like I said, it was same thing, 4 sets, but the third one was 4 reps. And this first set was actually kind of hard. You know, I got the 3 reps, no problem, but it just felt hard. And you can see the look on my face. Every rep looks like an RP 10 on my face. But like I said, it's hard for me to get used to it. The next set was actually pretty easy. I would give it about 7, I would say, not too hard. And I was like, I'm just going to do 1 more rep on the third set. So instead of doing like a 3x5 or anything, not like I didn't want to take it too far. So when I did that, I knew for a fact that it wasn't going to be that hard because I was feeling good after this set. So when I did it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for 4, and this is the one. And I was like, okay, I do 4, and I was like, wow, I could have done 5. Once I was on the third one, I was like, I got 4, and I was like, no, I could do 2 more. But I just did 1 more, and like I said, it's always good to leave some gas in the tank. I have so many not powerlifting friends. I have like so many fitness friends. I'm not going to give them any names, but fitness friends, and they want to get into powerlifting, and they always say, I'll break my back if I do that. It's too hard. You go too heavy every single day. But, that's what they don't know. That's what someone who is uneducated would say, and they're uninformed, thinking powerlifting is ever an all-out max effort every single time you go, and that's seriously not what it should be. And I know I say that all the time, but unless you're not peaking and you're not just like off program all the time and just being like, miscellaneous with your training, it should be pretty easy for the most part. Like, I don't think it should be anything over an RP 8 up until like peaking starts, unless you're just having a bad day or you didn't really get to eat or sleep and you work too much certain days. That's gonna happen. Misgrooves are gonna happen on reps and lifes and sets. Life is gonna get in the way, and that's just how it goes. It's just better than quitting. Alan Thrall just had a video of why people quit the gym. And, he's a gym owner, so he says that people quit because they have school coming up. So if they have school, they can't prep right. And if they can't prep for meet, they'd rather do nothing at all. It's like an all or nothing effort. And that's what my friends who don't powerlift talk about. They just think it's all out every time. So it's like, if I'm not going to go all out every time, I'm not trying that hard. I just won't do it at all. Or, like if people like, instead of taking a week off, like, I'm a huge fan of taking a week off. I always have been. I always will be. And when I take a week off, I always come back stronger. I've never come back the same strength or weaker. It's always stronger. And I know, like, I have powerlifting friends who they're not fans of that. They're not fans of taking any days off at all. Some just go like 7 days or 6 days. And, like, rest is like forbidden, and that's going to get you so damn weak. But like for me and a lot of people, 1 week off helps so much, and that's the all or nothing mentality where people don't want to take a week off because they feel if they're not going all out for that week and they're just doing nothing, they're going to lose their gains, and they'd rather just not go back at all than lose a little bit of gains. So that's just so weird how people think like that with certain things. Like, if they can't do one thing all out, then they'd rather just not do it at all. Like, if you can't lose a pound of weight, it's like, I only lost a pound in a month, so I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing and gain 10 more pounds. Like, it just doesn't make sense. That's why people can't lose weight, people can't get stronger, and people just can't achieve their goals. Like, forget about fitness. There's some people who never do fitness in their entire lives, but there's other goals that people achieve. And I just feel like powerlifting has it relates to a lot of other areas in life where you have to achieve a goal, whether it's entrepreneurship or school. I go to school, so I can relate with school and powerlifting and entrepreneurship because that's what I'm starting. Being an entrepreneur is just a whole nother level compared to being 9-to-5 job. 9-to-5 job and entrepreneurship is just like, it's probably the similar work ethic. Similar work ethic, but I would say it's a whole nother mindset. You got to have the work ethic, probably even more with entrepreneurship because you're your own boss, and it's so easy to just slack off. And at a job, that's what people like about a job. You have someone telling you what to do. It's very structured. You get paid a certain amount of hours. You work those certain amount of hours, and you get guaranteed that pay. If you don't miss at all, don't use your PTO, UPT, you get rewarded with bonuses. That's just people like having a structure, and they just prefer not to do it on their own. Like, I've noticed why people, very few people don't, have no coach like me. Like, I don't have a coach. And I've noticed the same people like to have their stuff written for them already, like their program, or have just the research. People don't want to do the research, don't want to do anything. That's why people don't like reading. And it just seriously surprises me. Like, I'm not talking bad about any of those people. I'm probably the dumb one for not having a coach, and that's completely fine to those who think that. But I had a professor in college who would say, like, I just don't understand how you guys don't want to learn. Like, if anything you leave from this class, it would be me getting you to learn as much as possible. And you guys don't have that, and I don't see why. I don't understand it, and I never will. But he was way older than us, and not everyone in the class didn't want to learn, but the ones who were outspoken were like, why do you know this? Why do you want to know that? Why do you look into this? Why do you like art? Why do you travel? Why do you go to the woods? It's such a closed mindset that people have with anything. Like, honestly, powerlifting is just an example, metaphor. It doesn't even matter. But I would say if you're going to do anything in life, just be more open-minded. And when you become more open-minded, you become more understanding. And when you're more understanding, I think it makes you more determined to work hard in whatever you do. With that being said, that's all I got for today. I had so much camera issues with my new camera. I'm just trying to figure it out, honestly. So I'm just going to end it on that. Stay tuned for my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. See you next time.